I'm Ed Poole.
And I'm Susan Poole. And welcome to this episode of Louisiana Film History Flashback.
In this episode, we'll be looking back to a film made in New Orleans that was loaded with firsts.
This film had a well-known international director who was making his first film in the U.S.
It was the first time for shooting and explosions in the French Quarter, and lots of them.
It was the first time that the famous controversial mermaid twins from the 1984 World's Fair were used since the fair.
I remember them, except they shot them all full of holes. Luckily, they paid to fix them back up.
It was one of the first times that a film was given a rating of NC-17 for violence and was resubmitted 7 times, cutting out more each time to finally get down to an R rating.
It was one of the first times that an actor accidentally caught on fire while shooting a scene and continued in character, so they left it in the film.
And it was the first time that the Georgia Wildlife Division had to make announcements that the movie promotion sign stating hunting season opens August 20th did not apply to the Georgia hunting season.
So let's flash back to 1993 for the action film Hard Target.
Popular action star Jean-Claude Van Damme teamed up with one of the cinema's most dynamic directors, John Woo, in the action drama Hard Target, which was filmed on location in New Orleans and surrounding areas. The premise of Hard Target puts a contemporary twist on a classic Hollywood thriller, The Most Dangerous Game, in which a demented millionaire sportsman lures his human prey to a remote island. In Hard Target, former mercenaries organize a murderous game purely as a business venture. When a police strike cripples the city, New Orleans becomes a prime hunting ground for human targets.
In the city of New Orleans, in a darker side of Dixie, away from the music and the lights, there's a new game in town.
You'll be provided with a guide, trackers, and the weapons of your choice.
I need to file a missing person report.
The competitors are deadly.
We pride ourselves in hunting only combat veterans, men who have the necessary skills to make our hunts more interesting.
And they always win.
You want to find your father? Get somebody who knows the city to show you around.
Now, the opposition is about to get one last chance.
What kind of a name is Chance?
My mama took one.
My friend, Mr. Boudreaux, Silver Star, Marine Force Recon. He's obviously not someone we should underestimate. He is an annoying little insect. I want him stepped on hard.
We need to get out of here now.
Ladies first.
What?
These men will chase after you. He mad at you for business or pleasure?
Both. Look at it this way. You're gonna get to meet Elvis. Give it a rest, pal.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is the Hard Target.
You miss me?
From internationally acclaimed action director John Woo.
How's it feel to be hunted? You tell me.
Hard Target.
Hard Target starred Belgian actor and martial artist Jean-Claude Van Damme, who was one of the world's foremost action film stars. The supporting cast included Lance Hendrickson, Arnold Vosloo, Yancey Butler, and Wilfred Brimley. Local artists and crew were used on the film, including local actor Elliot Keener. Keener, who passed away in 1999, was a leading actor-director in the New Orleans theater community and once owner of the Rose Dinner Theater in Gretna. Hard Target marked the American debut of John Woo, who at the time had directed 22 feature films and was considered a leader of the so-called New Hong Kong cinema. Principal photography began October 1 of 1992 in New Orleans with a production budget estimated at $20 million. Other Louisiana shooting locales included White Castle, Vacherie, and Baton Rouge, as well as Mobile, Alabama. For the first time, major action sequences were staged in the heart of the French Quarter, including one involving the igniting of thousands of rounds of ammunition and hundreds of squibs. Other prominent New Orleans scenes included a head-on collision between a motorcycle and car, resulting in an explosion on the Earhart Expressway, the Piazza d'Italia as a home for squatters, the Half Moon Bar and Restaurant on St. Mary Street, the Lafayette Cemetery, and the Old Mint. Scenes were also filmed at Nottoway Plantation in White Castle, which served as the home of the film's villain, played by Hendrickson. The film's most explosive scene takes place at a warehouse full of Mardi Gras floats, which was filmed at Barth Brothers Warehouse. Barth Brothers supplied existing floats and built additional large-scale floats and sculptures, including a 16-foot Chinese dragon and a 25-foot-tall Medusa head. For the first time since the 1984 World's Fair, Barth Brothers also leased their controversial mermaids, which were moved to the filming location. The mermaids were machine-gunned while the 3 giant floats were burned to the ground. But don't worry, the film crew paid to restore them. On July the 8th, 1993, the Motion Picture Association of America tentatively bestowed an NC-17 rating due to the large number of deaths depicted on screen. Contractually obligated to complete the film with an R rating, Wu removed roughly 3 minutes of footage for an R rating theatrical cut. Hard Target premiered on August the 20th, 1993 in Los Angeles and New York, with a general distribution and an international release following. This has been a presentation of Hollywood on the Bayou, preserving Louisiana's rich film history with books, prints, presentations, and exhibits. If you have questions, comments, or to learn more, you can visit our Facebook page or sign up for our Louisiana in Film newsletter, which is on our website, HollywoodOnTheBayou.com. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Louisiana Film History Flashback. Sue and I thank you, and we'll see you next time.